Radiant team pick.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the GameShow Invitational. We have Game 2 between Moscow 5 and 4 Clovers and Leprechaun incoming. And Moscow 5, they pretty much got outmaneuvered, outdrafted, out everything in Game 1. So we'll see if they can take Game 2 here, or if they're going to drop down to the loser's bracket. I'm Mikelorus, going to be joined by Danelie for this second game. Looks like Bounty Hunter is going to make his way in this time.
For some reason, I'm still loading, so unfortunately, I can't actually see the draft. But Bounty Hunter, this is a very particular. This is a peculiar hero, and was he first picked?
Was
it first pick or second pick?
phase? Yeah, Gyrocopter Bounty Hunter from Moscow 5.
I find it very interesting that teams decide to put a lot of emphasis onto a Bounty Hunter, warranting him as a first pick material hero. I feel that if you pick him up too early, teams can just decide to go for that 5-man push strat, and Bounty can't do anything about that. So
right now, the response for 4 Clovers is going to be, well, first pick Queen of Pain. That was just what they opened with, and that's a pretty solid way to open. Second pick is going to be a Spirit Breaker for them, and this is kind of like the more direct version of Bounty Hunter when you're just looking to go ahead and smash things. Good versus Bounty Hunter, first of all, but 4 Clovers, they're going to play this game, or they're going to try to play this game pretty aggressively, and we said that about Moscow 5's draft in the last game, but it seems like 4 Clovers are a little bit more consistent about how they actually execute their strategies.
So I'm very interested to see what kind of style 4 Clovers wants to go for this game, if they're going to go for that gank-oriented draft, or if they want to just go for that 5-man push, because you look at these heroes, these two are gank machines. You can literally just have the Queen of Pain and Spirit Breaker together to go ganking around, and then the other 3 can pretty much do whatever the hell they want. Whereas Moscow 5, their draft is a little bit ambiguous. It looks like they do want to fight though, because obviously you draft a Bounty Hunter because you want track kills, and how do you get track kills? You get it from actually participating in fights, whether it be in a team fight or if it's just going to be in small little skirmishes. So we'll have to see what happens though. Exact same task ban coming out from 4 Clovers as last game, and also Shadow Fiend ban. I love the Respect Warlock ban coming out from Moscow 5 this time, and a Rubik ban too.
Yeah, you'll never see that Warlock ban in any other game unless it's a game 2, or I guess not a game 1, let's say. But Moscow 5, as you said, they are kind of, I mean, you said ambiguous, that kind of has a negative connotation. They can go in very many different strategies with this. They could even try to go for a little bit of pushing themselves, like, I don't know how exactly they would get to that point, but, you know, picking up someone like a Dragonite or whatever, and then you could try to just keep the snowball going through towers and through occasional pickoffs, and Bounty Hunter will get a lot of extra gold just from those towers as well. So Moscow 5 have options upon options right now, but they might be under the gun a lot more than they would really like to be with the Spirit Breaker pickup from 4 Clovers.
I'm pretty sure the general consensus on Dragon Knight is that the hero is still crap.
Don't say that. I love DK.
Well, I like the hero. He's very fun to play, but every time I've seen people draft a DK, the hero just doesn't seem to output enough to warrant the pick. So I think DK is just in a bit of a weird spot. He's sad, he received a buff, he's not buffed enough apparently, so he's got to go back to the gym. And then hopefully we'll see him next patch, maybe, next meta. We could even see him at TI, it'd be fun.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be there. I'm sure he'll make an appearance. If he doesn't make an appearance at TI, I'll be very surprised. But it's probably just going to be one of those games where someone's up against Vici and they just get stomped. And then DK is like at 0-4-0 or whatever, and he doesn't take out a single tower, and it's going to be awful. But Witch Doctor's a pick for Moscow 5. This is not exactly the support that you want to have with the Gyrocopter. Rubik is, I would say, the best one, but Witch Doctor is a close second. They're going to need fast stuns, though, to deal with this Queen of Pain, and Witch Doctor doesn't exactly have that.
I still like the Witch Doctor pick though, because it gives Moscow 5 a lot of team fight capabilities, because they now have the Death Ward to work with. If they could have gotten the Rubik and the Witch Doctor and maybe put this into a position 3 Bounty Hunter, then they would have had 2 very strong supports in those team fights. Plus you could say the Shackle, which is that Bounty who will eventually get farmed, but Bounty before he gets that level 6 and also before he gets items, he's not a very useful hero unless he can get some ganks off, but they're too few and far between from what I've seen. 4 Clovers though, they've already picked up 2 cores, or you could say maybe a support in the Spirit Breaker, because some teams like to run this as a position for Spirit Breaker. What supports would you look at for 4 Clovers? Do they need disables? Do they need damage? Do they need silences?
honestly, like, up against what Moscow 5 have right now, they don't really need anything. Like, they don't really need a lot of CC unless Moscow 5, like, grab a puck or something like that. Vengeful Spirit is... I mean, we obviously don't see her as much as in the tail end of the last patch. She still does her job pretty much as she needs to, and... well, that's not the correct button, but this is like a kind of a we don't know pick, I think, from 4 Clovers. Like, she's fine, and she's pretty good up against the Darkseer right now, just having Swap and the Magic Missile, but I guess this is going to be a little more of a physical damage-heavy draft, like maybe grab a TA or something like that.
They probably could. Do they want to go for something a little bit more last patch and maybe go for the Vengeful Spirit Drow combination? Then you have both auras to fall back onto. You have a Gust from your Drow Ranger. She's ranged. And you look at Moscow 5. Their only way to get to the Drow is to probably have that Darkseer with the Blink and go for a vacuum combo, but there's always going to be that swap. So it could be a Drow.
I actually don't mind that at all. Like, that seems pretty good here. Gyrocopter is usually, or 9 times out of 10, going to get outranged by a Drow Ranger, and if you do somehow close the distance with Gyrocopter, you get gusted back. If you have your BKB popped, well, yeah, that'll be great, but then you have to actually try to kill the Drow Ranger while everyone else in 4 Clovers is killing your entire team. Moscow 5 don't really have any good heroes at getting on top of that Drow Ranger. Like, Bounty Hunter can, but doesn't really want to. Darkseer, again, can, but needs that farm. It's going to be a Clockwork instead for 4 Clovers. This doesn't necessarily mean that there's not going to be a Drow Ranger, although it does slightly decrease the chances. The Vengeful Spirit pick now a little bit more of an enigma. I think if you were planning on going for a Clockwork, you pick him up third, and then you grab someone like a Skywrath Mage so you could have at least some sort of damage combo.
Yeah, Skywrath Mage would have been a nice hero to put with the Clockwork. But no, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. So we've got essentially 2 supports on the side of 4 Clovers, or it could be a core Spirit Breaker, who knows. It's typically a support Spirit Breaker nowadays, isn't it? Position 4.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen position 3 before.
Less and less farm is being given to the Spirit Breaker. Actually, you know, they used to play him like never, right? So I guess we could say more farm is being given to the Spirit Breaker. But that's
Probably.
not really... I don't think that's really how it works. Otherwise, Slark and TA are going to be banned out right now. Both teams looking for potentially that mid lane, or at least for Moscow 5. And versus the Queen of Pain, Puck is actually not looking terrible here.
Yeah, Puck would be a very nice pickup for Moscow 5. Puck would have a decent matchup against Queen of Pain, and you also have the added control that a Puck would give you, but instead they're going to go for a Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger, Queen of Pain matchups, if I'm not mistaken, normal... Oh my god.
We're doing it. The Weepo.
Oh my god. The Weepo. Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's definitely... Last time, well, it was 4 Clovers versus Vega. The entire chat, like, the entire time was going Meepo, 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 Meepo. And they never picked Meepo, so I'm like, okay, well, it must just be like a team thing. Like, even though Wii has a very good Meepo, some would say the best Meepo, it's still a Meepo. You have to have a team that's actually willing to support that hero and play around it as well. This does make the Vengeful Spirit pick actually really good. Meepo with Venge is pretty sickening with the minus armor from Wave of Terror, and just having a play stun so that you have more time to get your poofs off is very, very useful. So the Vengeful Spirit pick makes sense in the end, although I don't think anyone could have seen this one coming.
Well, think about it though, Venge, she used to be so popular because she gave you a stun, negative armor, and aura, and also a defensive spell in the Nether swap. You can also use it aggressively too, so she's just a very versatile support. I'm really surprised that she's fallen off in terms of popularity. Do you think there's any reason why teams don't pick up a Vengeful Spirit anymore?
I don't know if it's... I mean...
I like the heroes
was very good. I think in a patch where Sniper and Troll were also very good. So then you have this whole, like, physical damage semi-synergy, and those 2 heroes typically can get into positions that's putting them in a bad spot. Like, Swap becomes a lot more valuable when you have those types of heroes. Like, if you look at Gyrocopter, if he's in the middle of a fight, that's where he kind of wants to be. So I think it is Vengeful Spirit kind of working with the Sniper and Troll that determines her popularity. But she's going to get jumped right now. Cask is going to be thrown, which will bounce all the way to Wagamama. That was the longest bounce I've ever seen. EGM, he's going to charge towards King R, keep him out of this fight. Wee's going to close in, but this is Meepo we're talking about. He doesn't want to be in a fight right now, especially when shackled to Waga. Afterlife with the Ion Shells burning both of them down. Here comes the charge. Wee's going to throw a net, but I don't know if that's actually going to get him enough room. Afterlife taking a beating right now, but it'll be Bignum draw first blood to bank score. Wee's going to slip away out to safety, although Bignum's coming in. He's going to get this kill for himself. It's a double for Bignum. EGM trapped between a rock and a hard place as well. Another shackle available, won't latch, but the body block and Ion Shell, EGM is not in a good position right now, and he's completely blocked out. EGM has to run down to the low ground. It's going to be 3 kills for Moscow 5. Now that's a start. That is the start that you want.
The Darkseer Bounty Hunter combo is real. And also, don't forget, did you see the deny from Moscow 5? The Wind Ranger denied the Darkseer because he was hit by the Poison Strike from Queen of Pain. Or Shadow Strike, sorry.
Yeah, I did not see that one, so it's a 3-0 start.
Yeah, it was really, really great play for Moscow 5. So considering that they had, you could say, a bad game last game, just to start off this second game in such a way, it probably boosted their morale tenfold.
Oh, for sure. Bignum especially, like when you're running this roaming pseudo-supporty kind of bounty hunter, you usually don't get anything, but getting 2 kills and an assist to start things off, that is absolutely huge. Up towards top, though, they're going to jump in. Waga looking for a Shadow Strike, and he will land at EGM in the way right now. Charge is going to cancel out Afterlife's Surge for the most part. Now they're going to try to beat him down, but he's going to get into the trees. This is a heavy commitment. They will kill off Afterlife. But now Bank Score and EGM got to book it. Don't get creep blocked, guys. Here comes King R. Cast going to be thrown. Bank Score not in tower range, however. That's a very deep dive, but it's a dive that goes unpunished right now for Moscow 5. So that's the type of pickoffs and 4 Clovers need to actually get themselves back into this game from such a bad start.
Those Vanscore and EGM are so lucky they had those tangos. They have no tangos left. They had to use all their tangos to cut out of the tree line. Otherwise, they would have been stuck by creeps, and that would have pretty much been 2 easy kills to the Radiant. So both supports just going to book it back to the fountain. Meepo, on the other hand, oh no!
Oh, Poof coming in. There's a charge there as well. Wee has a level 1 net. With EGM connecting, I guess they don't have enough CC to get through that Shadow Walk, but it could have been really dangerous. Bignum was spending this entire early game waiting for that bottle to come out, and he didn't get it.
Double damage!
So it's just a bit of waste of time for the Bounty Hunter, but he almost got a kill onto Wee. If he got a kill on the Meepo, that would have been better than killing off a bottle. That would have just been gold in your pocket, plus pretty much getting that Meepo off the map. But double damage Bignum going into the mid lane, gonna run into the other Meepo. Or not. No, just gonna jump on the first Meepo anyway, and look how much damage he's doing. The Shackle Shot's gonna be there. Can they actually finish off the Meepo? Yes, they do, but Bignum might give his life away. Oh, beautiful tower swap there by Chombi.
Yeah, very well played there from Chombi. Down towards bottom lane, though, they're gonna close in and kill up the Gyrocopter. Now onto King R, they're gonna go. Charge is up in 1 second. Bash from EGM gets 2 of them in a row. 17% my ass. That was pretty BS, but yeah, King R knows about it as well. It's still 2 kills though for 4 Clovers, and Clockwork doing a really good job so far up against this Gyrocopter, leading him in CS, leading him in experience, gets a kill as well. We have a level 5 Clockwork versus level 3 Gyrocopter.
Oh my god. The stuff that's been happening this game, can we say it's comedic to some extent?
Oh yeah. That's exactly how I would put it.
It was great. I'm enjoying this game. Not that I don't enjoy Dota games, but this one's entertaining during the laning phase.
There's definitely games that are a little bit easier to appreciate, and there seems to be some sort of correlation between Meepos in a game and my ability to appreciate them. Bottom lane, though, Bambo's getting stalked by ZXC. Rocket Barrage, half of it is wasted. Now Bambo's going to get the cogs up. Here comes a charge from EGM, pushing ZXC out of the cogs, bumping him back further. Still alive, 50 HP, and Bignum will come and swoop for the kill. ZXC getting salved up now. He's going to get that one canceled. Bash as well from EGM. At this point, you would just expect every hit to be a bash from EGM. Does he have vision for the charge? He does not. Now he has to run back through King R, but watch this first hit bash right here. Okay, never mind. He doesn't even land the hit. But still, it's a kill on the clockwork. Gyrocopter getting roughed up, but gets a kill nonetheless. And now Bignum is looking for Wee. Shackle gonna connect right now. Wee has a net to slow Bignum down. He has a double net, in fact. Here comes Bamboo. Battery Assault is there, plus Cogs. Do they have True Sight? Looks like it doesn't matter. They have the flare, and that'll kill off the Bounty Hunter, ending his streak. And now they're gonna go for Chomi. Charge coming in from EGM. They have another poof, but nothing else. Battery Assault starting to time out. Chomi is gonna win run bottle away. He should be just fine, but who isn't fine is this Dark Ship towards top, who got picked off by the Quap Venge combo.
Oh my god, the action this game is absolutely real. It almost looked like just like last game on the Gyrocopter, looked like he almost overextended just trying to throw out the extra net, but he gets out with 20 HP on one of his meepos, so he's very lucky to be alive. And also, don't forget, dominating streak from that Bounty Hunter was given to 4 Clovers, so that's going to be a lot of gold going in the way of our dire side because of that kill. So the game's turning in favor of 4 Clovers for a moment. It's still pretty even and it's still 5 minutes in the game. You wouldn't even think we're in the laning stage anymore. You'd probably think it's probably 15 minutes compared to what we're at right now.
Going up towards top, we're going to see a little bit more action. Bank score is going to get jumped by Bignum, but Waga's there. They're going to try to go for Afterlife, but you can't underestimate the power of Ion Shell. Surge out from the Darkseer is going to keep him safe, and Bignum is going to look for a little bit more. Even though he didn't get the kill, he was there for the experience, and that's really all he wants. Waga getting burned down by, it's not really a high level of Ion Shell, but still Bignum really wants this kill. Waga has another Scream of Pain. Blink out. Bignum now overcommitted. Is there a charge? Where is EGM's charge? He's all the way on the bottom lane. I guess TP out wouldn't have worked anyway, so we have a net on the mid lane from Wee, poofing into Meepo. Oh man, always gotta keep your eyes on Wee, because if you look away, you miss it. Here comes the charge onto Chomi, and we'll see how many bashes Spirit Breaker gets. It will be 0 for the moment because the wind run, but now one net is gonna connect. Poof's damage is there as well. And Chomi's now on the run. Earthbind. Do we have any nets? We have one net here from Wee. It will connect. EGM has another charge as well. He's not going to need it, although he uses it anyway. They'll get the kill on the Wind Ranger.
Holy Bash Lord. How many times have we seen EGM bash this game? Typically, when you see Spirit Breaker games, you'd probably see
17%
one bash.
of them?
17%, and then this time it just feels like it's 35%, maybe even 50% bashes for EGM. This is ridiculous. They shadow patched the Spirit Breaker, guys.
Definitely not 17%. Like, in this game, overall, it has been a lot more than 17%. At least, like, useful bashes. Like, bashes that also actually come...
That count.
Yeah, that count. So, EGM's been bash hacking. Report EGM.
Well, maybe he just got a little bit of, you know, the Bulldog going on. Bulldog being the... You know, the root guy up top though, the root master. The bounty hunter literally just got blown up by a Sonic Wave by Wagamama, so unfortunate there for the bounty. He wanted to try and go for just a little bit of lane CS as well as EXP, but just didn't happen. Just gets blown up, and well, why shouldn't you? It's a bounty that's been doing a lot on the map. Now, typically I don't like bounty as a hero, but maybe it's just me not liking how some teams play the hero. This game for Moscow 5, the way that Bignum's playing, it's really, really helping out the team. It's putting a lot of pressure onto 4 Clovers. It's also netting him a lot of golden EXP, and this is what you should typically see from your bounty hunters. You should be getting levels, should be getting kills, get that level 6 reganking. So it's working out this game.
Well,
I like it.
Bought it out right now. Shackle. Oh my god, that Shackle duration. Chomi's got unleashed with that focus fire. Bank score slowed down by the Janata, and we'll get picked off by the nukes. And that's going to be a very easy kill, but similarly easy kill. King R in the bottom lane gets caught. Call down's going to be there to put a little bit more damage back into Bamboo. With the Maledict there, maybe a kill. He's going to try to TP out of there, and he won't make it. It'll be a kill for the Gyrocopter in instant response. I don't know how EGM got the kill on the Gyrocopter. I guess an Urn charge, which he got on that last hit. That was kind of weird, but either way, it's a 1-for-1 trade. Or I guess a 2-for-1 Venge Spirit also does go down there, but for Moscow 5, the Bounty Hunter is getting very quickly to that level 6 mark, and for 4 Clovers, we have yet to see Wee really kick into gear yet. This is the weakest point of the Meepo's game, so this is really the part where 4 Clovers have to weather.
Yeah, he's finished up the point booster, I believe. Yes, it's a point booster, so he's well on his way to his Aghanim Scepter, but once he's finished that up, he will actually get shackled up by Chomi, just going to receive a little bit of harassment, but when he gets that Aghanim Scepter, this Meepo is going to farm incredibly fast, and he's going to be a nuisance, because he's going to get bits of travels after that, and that means that he's going to have constant map pressure. And Moscow 5, even though they gank somebody, they have to always worry that the Meepo could be there. Actually, no boots of travels, just gone for treads.
It should be an Aghanim Scepter into Blink build for him. That's the build that I've seen we go for the most, and I've seen Meepo players in general go for the most. He's getting stalked, though, by Bignum. Janata hit, start things off. There's no mana on Bignum. Now there is for Shuriken. Double poof, though. Gonna get the kill, albeit barely, with the help from a long-range power shot. That's gonna jam that one home. And looks like the bounty hunter is going to get away scot-free as well, but we have Bambo on the hunt, and he's going to find a very low HP Darkseer. That's such an easy kill as long as you don't miss this hook shot. There we go. It's going to connect, and looks like they don't even need to put up the cogs. They'll kill off the Darkseer. EGM, where is he going? Okay, he looks like he jumped all the way over to the mid lane, so that's not going to happen, but Darkseer getting picked off again. He's level 6 right now compared to level 7 of the Clockwork. This Clock is actually doing quite a great job in this game.
Yeah, so Bambo's going to be a really big threat for Moscow 5, and obviously Clockwork is pretty much going to do what he does best, but yeah, also have to remember, this Clockwork, he's there for disruption, and his target heroes this game, it's going to be the Gyrocopter, it's going to be the Darkseer. Darkseer would be ideal, just because that if you keep the Darkseer in place, he's not going to be there to throw out the vacuum wall combo, so if you can get rid of the Darkseer in the middle of the fight, then that's going to be great for you. Less team fight presence from Moscow 5. They get a kill onto EGM, but in the meantime, they lose the Witch Doctor in the process. And Wagamama hanging around for a little bit, but he's being hit by creeps. Sorry, he's going to head back into lane, but pretty even if you really look at it. I guess the Witch Doctor's position 5 and Spirit Breaker's position 4.
That's a marginal difference, if any. They tried to go in just without the hookshot, and I think that's really where they overstepped their bounds. Hookshot, though, is coming up, and looky, we have a weak Afterlife hero here. He's going to get charged. They don't even need the hookshot right now. They will use the Nether Strike, however. Battery Assault is there. Cog's going to catch 2. Bambo now in a lot of trouble. Will hookshot out to Wii, and it will be EGM to get caught with the cask. Looks like the Spirit Breaker's going to be the casualty once again, so very similar trade repeated. But this time, Moscow 5 actually have to commit 2 TPs to actually make that happen. So 4 Clovers get a slight edge there, and Vankor finally getting some time up alone in this top lane to get some farm on the very under-leveled Vengeful Spirit.
Afterlife has spent quite a bit of time in the Afterlife. He's had 5 deaths this game. And you look at Moscow 5's kill-death ratio as a team, he's less than half by 1 kill. That's a lot of deaths on your off lane. So even though Darkseer can farm in the jungle, he's giving away a lot of gold to 4 Clovers, and you can't really blame him. He's been focused. Bignum on the top lane. Looks like he wants to try and jump onto Vanscore, but there's no Darkseer this time, so no Ion Shell. But Bambo is actually nearby with the dust. Oh, this is a bait.
Don't do it, Bignum. He has the Gyrocopter coming in this time. And Vanscore is going to get initiated upon. There's the call down slow as well. It gets the magic missile off and the wave, so Vanscore now can set up for Bambo to make something happen in response. Creep wave is not really there. Hookshot going to connect onto Bignum. He is going to get pushed back by the cogs. Here comes Wii. Net's going to connect, and with the poof, they will kill off the bounty hunter in an even 1-1 trade. And, well, Witch Doctor down in the bottom lane in the meantime. I think this double damage Queen of Pain with Sonic Wave on cooldown probably had something to do with that, but EGM now going for Afterlife in the mid lane. Charge is going to connect. They have another strike here as well, right after the surge. Poorly placed by Afterlife. Scream is going to connect, and the bashing from EGM is going to get the kill on the Darkseer. That was very close, but it's a tower. It's a kill nonetheless. They lose the tower on the bottom lane, but that's a small price to pay.
So we just see a Hand of Midas picked up on the Clockwork 12 minutes into the game. If your Clockwork can get this much farm 12 minutes into the game, and he goes for Hand of Midas, he's going to get his items a lot quicker. Now, the thing with Clockwork is that in a typical game where Clockwork is, you could say, on an equal terms with the other offlaner, he's a hero that doesn't really get items that quickly and also doesn't really need them. He just needs a couple of items and he's good to go, but because he has this Hand of Midas, he's going to be a really big threat earlier on because firstly, your items are going to come quicker, you're going to get more levels into your skills, and thirdly, he's going to get those big items sooner. So this Clockwork, he's going to be an absolute terror for Moscow 5. I don't know how they're going to deal with this hero, because even though they're going to try and deal with the Clockwork, they still have to worry about Queen of Pain as well as a Meepo.
And Meepo hasn't really been doing a ton of things just yet. Once he has Aghanims, he'll start to kick into gear a little bit more. Bignum, he's going to lead the charge for a smoke from Moscow 5. What they don't know, however, is that literally all the 4 Clovers heroes are here. Sentry's going to drop. Do they have a charge? Looks like they don't have the vision, and, well, they don't have the cooldown for the charge either, so Moscow 5 will fall back. Looks like no casualties will be had just yet. But yeah, Clockwork getting this Hand of Midas. We have situations where Clockwork is just fodder, but once he gets a Shiva's or Blade Mail or something like that, He's a terror, and he's going to catch Chomi with the hook shot. Battery Assault going to get himself a kill. That's a pretty easy solo kill there. 2 TPs coming in. Chain Stun onto EGM. Calldown's going to zone everyone else out, but ZXC now in the middle of everything. Gets Shadow Struck and Nether Struck from very long range. Waga's going to jump in. They have the nets and the magic missile. That'll get the kill. More nets to cancel King R's ultimate. And now King R is completely surrounded in rats. He's going to die. Bambo's going to draw a double kill. Spirit Breaker teleported back to the base. Maledict not going to do him in. It's a 3 kill overall for 4 Clovers.
The plays by 4 Clovers this game has been absolutely phenomenal. Even though Moscow 5 had a decent laning stage and they had a Bounty Hunter that was doing quite a bit, just going to be picking up his Dagon now, they're still being overwhelmed. 4 Clovers, there's just so much more coordination between their heroes compared to Moscow 5. It's great. So this is the second game. Moscow 5, they're down 1 game. They're going to have to pull themselves together to try and pretty much win this series, because if they don't pull themselves together soon, they're running a draft that's not going to be able to compete with 4 Clovers.
Especially when Gyrocopter is so far behind. I guess they do have the track, and Bounty Hunter as well as Darkseer are heroes that can get you back from a huge deficit. Witch Doctor also to a lesser extent, should you be able to pick up the Aghanim Scepter. But the track gold, if that stacks up, you get a good vacuum wall. And 4 Clovers don't really have the best stat stackers, like there's no Luna or whatever, or Phantom Lancer on their side, but still, these are heroes that can do very well when fighting from behind. 4 Clovers, if they take, one botched fight, which may be happening up towards top, then they can find themselves without any more of the 7,500 golden XP advantage. There are observers and sentries here, though, for the dire side, so they know exactly where Bignum is. They see everyone coming in. They are without the clockwork for now, but everyone else for 4 Clovers, they're ready to go. Actually, no, Wii does not have anyone nearby, so they won't be with their Meepo, and they won't be with their Clockwork, so it's a 3v4 up towards top right now.
In all honesty, though, 4 Clovers could probably fight without Wii, or if anything, they can just try and delay it while his TP scroll is going to be coming off cooldown. So we'll have to see what happens, though, if Moscow 5 does try and fight into 4 Clovers right now, and how 4 Clovers wants to react. If they want to try and go in as the 3, or if they're going to play safely, maybe you have to give EGM away in the process just to get everyone out safely. So 4 Clovers, they can really do anything at this point, whereas Moscow 5, they're pretty much going into desperation mode where they feel like they have to get kills, they have to get objectives, and they're going to try and put some pressure onto 4 Clovers. This has to work for them because they're already behind. If they can get some kills as well as towers, then they can probably start creeping back into this game.
Well, Chomi is also without TP right now, so Moscow 5 only have 4 heroes that will be available up in this top lane. So, yeah, this top lane fight, if it is going to go down, unless someone gets out of position, then, I think 4 Clovers don't really stand much of a chance right now. Queen of Pain actually only has level 1 Sonic Wave, despite the fact that she's level 11. Yeah, that happened. So, that would really be unfortunate if they get into a fight right now. But the burst damage of 4 Clovers, not exactly high. Vengeful Spirit doesn't even have swap yet. And if Death Ward gets channeled at all, I guess actually it's not on cooldown, but Call Down as well as Vacuum Wall, if that lands on anyone, that's going to be disastrous for 4 Clovers. They're just not durable enough for that. So this is actually looking pretty good for Moscow 5 right now. Even just getting a single pick off on Spirit Breaker is good enough. And with Track, they should be able to do that pretty easily. They
should, in theory.
Yeah.
But things can happen. But yeah, interesting that Wagamama only has 1 point in a Sonic Wave. I don't know if it feels a misclick, or maybe he just thinks he doesn't really want to have that extra 110 mana cost to the Sonic Wave.
I think the damage
is pretty limited.
Worth it.
The damage is probably worth it, but maybe he just wants to be a little bit more efficient with his mana and just maybe have it up more frequently. Maybe he just feels that the fights happen for so long that maybe he's going to have like a small mana pool by the time it happens. Who knows? Who knows? I think it's a misclick.
Yeah,
I would have liked to have level 2.
To be fair to Shadow Strike, though, it has some ridiculous scaling. Like, you get more slow, you get a lot more damage, and the cooldown plummets to 4 seconds at max level. That's a pretty good skill. Like, if it was on a different hero with a different kit, this would be like a maxed out first worthy type skill.
The only thing that sucks is you can deny. So
yeah, that's
if
true.
Moscow 5 is timing, you could just deny the shadow struck target. I don't know why they added that to Shadow Strike. I feel like they should just leave it as is. Don't have the deny. Change Venomancer as well. Don't let Danelie. Please, that hero isn't played enough. Please, I love Venomancer.
Venomancer
It's
actually
fun to
used to
play.
have a like an exact Shadow Strike skill instead of the Gale. It used to just be single target, and I think that
Oh,
was also
wow.
deniable. Yeah.
I don't understand this deniable stuff. They should just leave it without the deny capabilities. Because I haven't seen. I think I've only seen one Venomancer in maybe this whole month, and it was just a mid lane Venomancer that did nothing. I've
That's a
never seen
shame.
any fancy Veno plays. My Banana Mancer, please.
And Venomancer is like such a hot cold hero. Like there are games where Venomancer is like everywhere, pushing all the towers, and there are games where he just like gets his ultimate off, and you're like, oh, there's the Venomancer ultimate, and then it does like no damage because they're so behind. It's only like level 1 ultimate. What a weird hero. Worse than DK.
It's worse than TK. I love the comparison. But yes, I would love to see some more Venomancer play. We're just going to see some love hearts coming out from Chombi. I don't know if it was a heart or if it was just kind of circling the map at this point, but no status update as of yet. Okay, so apparently our clockwork has DC'd from everything.
That's a shame. I've had bad experience with 4 Clovers and team bossing. This time it's them who's the victim though, so I guess we swapped that a little bit, but still. Clockwork is, I mean, I guess you could kind of have EGM play Clockwork. Spirit Breaker is very easy. He has 2 buttons.
Just charge and then just have them auto-target a hero, and then just you get bashes for free.
Wow, look at Bignum. Some serious mind gaming, or just he's not feeling too good about his chances here. Whatever. Just play it out 45. But yeah, it's a lot easier to handle 2 heroes when every single hit that you actually use is a greater bash. Like, you just move onto a target and it's like, oh, perma-stun. Click. You're done.
The only time you don't want to actually bash somebody is if they're right next to a ledge and you bash them up the hill. I've seen shenanigans like that, and it's just... If that person is on your team, you get so frustrated.
Like there was
Why you bash?
there was some pro game recently. Well, what was the last big tournament? It was like I don't know. Was it DreamHack? I think it was DreamHack where the dire ancients. Someone got bashed into the ancients, and then the ancients just took the kill.
Oh,
it was hilarious to me.
I was watching one game. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was DreamHack, but they had to No, I think it was a game that you casted, and the ancients bugged out so that they can't.
That was
that your
with
game?
4 Clovers. That was 4 Clovers versus Vega, and then it was the Radiant Ancients,
God.
and then they were like in this little like stairway area because we had to load the game. That was awesome.
Goodness. It was. It was also weird because they had to have a team fight there too, and the ancients were just chasing everybody.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was amazing.
Random secondary tower you have to work around. It's a neutral tower. That's actually pretty much what it was. Like they ended up killing them off eventually, but that was hilarious.
It just goes to show how unreliable reloading games are. Because stuff happens. I've seen games where they had to reload, and for example, there's a Chen on, you could say, the Radiant side, and he has all these creeps, and you reload and they're all dead.
That sucks.
So it could be, for example, maybe before a team fight, he has no creeps. What does a Chen do with no creeps? Penance.
Run away.
Hand of God. That's
I can
it.
press this R button from the fountain. I'm gonna leave now. Oh, that sucks. It's okay. It'll be fixed when we're out of beta.
Oh.
All right, we have someone saying that we're pronouncing "we" wrong. I'm gonna call BS. I think it's right. I've heard everyone pronounce this guy as "we." It's just so we.
don't.
Okay, up towards top though. We have the Moscow 5 side looking to go in with Bignum leading the charge right now. Again, they are fully revealed, and 4 Clovers now taking up defensive positions around their tier 1. And over towards mid, Chomi's gonna get caught, lands a shackle, but the hook shot's there from Bamboo, isolating Chomi, and with a couple of poofs, they'll lose the Wind Ranger. even charge being committed. This is going to leave only 2 heroes up in this top lane. Waga and Vangscore in a very bad position right now if Moscow 5 make this dive. Surge onto King R is probably the best way that they can actually initiate, but they have Bignum from the back end, everyone else from the front, and not many heroes who can TP in. ZXC is going to drop the call down. Waga's going to leave Bankscore behind. That kind of sucks as Eventual Spirit, but they get the stun off into ZXC, charging through into EGM. Sonic Wave, and ZXC is down. Now they're going to go for Bignum. He's trying to dive the tower with Dagon. It's not quite going to be enough to kill off Wagamama, even with the blink out. They drop the wall, but that does literally nothing. Now here comes Wee, looking for some poofs. He'll kill off the Bounty Hunter. Waga still alive, and they get the secondary net onto Afterlife. That'll kill him off with a double kill for Wee. King R, now in the middle of so many heroes, is going to get charged out of his TP. It's a triple kill for Wee, and ultimately... really? Okay.
Wow.
That was the most anticlimactic thing of all time, but we're done.
That was very quick.
We didn't even see any Meepo play. Like,
no.
at all.
I don't know what to say. That's like reaching the top of a roller coaster and then all of a sudden it's over.
I mean...
There's no down.
Kind of props to Bignum for, I mean, I don't even know, but like 4v5, not really fun for anyone, but I do think that was a premature tap out. Again, they have a Bounty Hunter who's 7-4-2. That's the type of hero that you can, as we have already said, like get back from a large deficit, but yeah.
I think they were too worried about Wii on the Meepo though, and they're also probably worried about the clockwork too, because obviously even though it was a person that's DC'd, you can still get farm on the clockwork. He's still relevant even though he might not have as many items, so they probably felt that they were just too far behind, that they would not be able to catch up. Because look at the farm on Wii. He had an axe, he has a blink dagger, he had an extra 200 gold, so he would have gotten so big that I don't think anyone on 4 Clovers would have been able to deal with him, even if ZXC had a little bit more farm than this.
Yeah, I mean, it is a problem, but I don't think it's a concede at 16 minutes problem. But regardless, guys, that is going to be the end of the matches for today. 4 Clovers and Leprechauns now are going to move on to the winners bracket finals to face up against Scary Faces at a later date. Moscow 5 are going to be dropping down to the lower bracket, not eliminated just yet, to face either Goomba or Burden, and that is going to be played in a couple days, so yeah, it's going to be happening. We have another game tomorrow. It's going to be Power Rangers versus Vega. That's an elimination match, so that one should be good. But if you enjoy the casting, guys, then be sure to follow us on Twitter at Mikelorus for myself, at Danelie Casts for my co-caster. It's on the screen. It's below this screen. It's freaking everywhere, so it's pretty easy to find there. And that is going to be that. This is one of the more awkward days of Dota, I think, but at least it didn't really take forever.
Well, I guess for bettors or people that bet on Dota, I'm pretty sure they're happy the faster the game goes, because obviously faster rares or faster Bugattis, whatever they're betting, their wives, their kids, family.
Yeah.
Do everything. So
congratulations to all you bettors, I guess, but it was kind of a disappointing game. Either way, guys, we are out. We will see you tomorrow for more Game Show Invitational.
GG.